Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Noctom and in today's video I'm going to tell you about one real story that was taken from the internet. After we are going to analyze the story with tarot cards to find possible explanations and hidden meanings behind the story. So sit back, relax and let's embark on this journey together. Here is the story. Good night, my name is Anna. I heard one story from an elderly neighbor who was told the story by her own aunt. She recounted what happened to her. In my opinion, the story is eerie but unfortunately true. It was during the war years. The aunt had two grown sons and a husband, all of whom went to the front. They lived in their wooden house. One night everything started banging in the attic, and heavy footsteps could be heard. She lit either a kerosene lamp or a candle, I don't remember exactly, and began to listen, even afraid to breathe. She thought it might be a fugitive German soldier, who knows? Then she heard someone descending the stairs from the attic. The wooden steps cracked miserably under the heavy footsteps. She froze, almost crying. The door opened, and her younger son appeared on the threshold in his military coat, as if he had come back from the war. She was speechless, initially glad and wanting to run to him, to hug him. But for some reason she didn't. Something held her back. She said he looked like her son, but a strong fear gripped her soul. She just sat there motionless, covering her chest and mouth with a blanket. She didn't like his eyes. They were angry, almost predatory. He said, "Can I come in?" She replied, "Yes, of course, son." He then slowly moved along the wall towards the stove, pressing his back against the wall, taking side steps to the table in the corner. He sat down at the table and said, "What? You didn't expect me?" She said, "You are not my son, but an unclean spirit, begone, a cursed one." She began to pray quickly and cross herself. He got up from the table, just as calmly and said, "You old bitch, you figured it out." Then he moved along the wall. Then he moved along the wall and went back to the attic. I don't know if she invited a priest to the house or not, but soon after, notices came one after another that her younger son and husband had died. Only her older son returned, and even then, after the war, he hanged himself on the balcony of his new apartment. To gain a deeper understanding of the story, we are going to turn to tarot reading. Today, we will use the Sabbath Tarot. And we will ask various questions to examine different aspects of the story. I'm going to shuffle the deck and draw cards, each representing a different facet of the story. Let's see what the tarot reveals about this case. What card could describe this incident? What really happened that time? The card Justice. The Justice card represents fairness, truth, and law. It suggests the apparition is a manifestation of the woman's internal conflict and unresolved emotions about the war and her family's fate. The apparition with predatory eyes symbolizes her struggle with the injustice and loss brought by the war, her recognition that it's not her son and her prayer to drive it away indicate her attempt to restore order. The deaths of her son and husband and her older son's tragic end reflect the war's harsh consequences. The Justice card underscores the need to seek truth, maintain balance, and confront deeper realities behind unsettling experiences. If it is a supernatural occurrence, it still emphasizes fairness, truth, and balance. In this context, the apparition could be an unclean spirit or entity testing the woman's faith and resilience. The predatory eyes and hostile behavior of the apparition symbolize malevolent forces challenging her sense of justice. Her recognition of the entity as not her son and her prayer to banish it indicate her spiritual strength and effort to restore balance. What was the true nature of the entity that appeared in the form of her son? Warden of Discs. This card suggests the entity's true nature was methodical and deliberate. The Knight of the Warden of Discs implies that the entity carefully chose that the entity carefully chose to appear as her son, understanding it would have a profound emotional impact. It used to guise to manipulate her feelings and test her resolve. This card also signifies persistence and an unyielding nature. The entity's actions, moving slowly and pressing against the wall, indicate a calculated and unwavering approach. Thus, the true nature of the entity was a calculated and persistent force, using a methodical and practical strategy to achieve its goals, likely to unsettle and test the woman during a vulnerable time. What did the entity need? Initiate of Blades. This card suggests it needed information or to convey a message. The entity appeared as your son to provoke a reaction and gather insights. It sought to engage with her, perhaps to test her resolve or understand her emotional state. The Initiate of Blades also implies a desire for clarity or understanding. The entity might have needed to reveal a hidden truth or expose underlying fears and unresolved emotions. Therefore, the entity needed to communicate, gather information, or reveal a deeper truth, using its appearance to achieve these objectives. Was there a connection between the haunting and the deaths of the son and husband? Ace of Pentacles. This card suggests a tangible connection, possibly linked to a material or earthly aspect. The Ace of Pentacles implies that the haunting might have been a precursor or a catalyst for the subsequent events. It symbolizes that the start of something significant. It symbolizes the start of something significant, indicating that the appearance of the entity and the deaths were interconnected, possibly as part of a larger unfolding series of events. This card also points to the manifestation of potential outcomes. The haunting could have set in motion a chain of events that led to the deaths, symbolizing the materialization of underlying fears and tensions brought to the surface. Therefore, the Ace of Pentacles, a strong connection. Therefore, the Ace of Pentacles suggests a strong connection between the haunting and the deaths, indicating that the apparition wasn't an isolated event, but a part of a broader, consequential pattern. Did the entity's appearance signal a curse or dark energy surrounding the family? Initiate of staffs. This card suggests a message or signal rather than a direct curse or dark energy. The page of the initiate of staffs implies that the entity's appearance was a catalyst for change or an alert to something new unfolding. It indicates a spark of energy, perhaps warning the family of forthcoming challenges or shifts. This card also symbolizes communication and discovery. The entity may have been signaling the presence of underlying issues or energies that needed to be addressed rather than directly imposing a curse. Therefore, the initiate of staffs suggests that the entity's appearance was more a signal of new, possibly challenging developments, rather than a direct curse or dark energy surrounding the family. Was the entity's appearance a result of the mother's unresolved trauma and fear? Two of staffs. This card suggests a connection to the mother's unresolved trauma and fear. The Two of Staffs implies that the mother was at a crossroads, grappling with her emotions and the uncertainty of the future. Her unresolved trauma and fear might have manifested as the entity symbolizing her internal struggle and need to confront these feelings. This card also indicates the presence of latent energy and potential waiting to be channeled or addressed. The entity's appearance could be seen as a projection of the mother's internal conflict, urging her to make decisions and take actions regarding her emotional state. Therefore, the Two of Staffs suggests that the entity's appearance was likely a result of the mother's unresolved trauma and fear, reflecting her internal turmoil and the need to address her emotional challenges. The entity could be attracted by the mother's trauma and fear of the uncertain future. The Two of Staffs suggests that the mother's emotional state and unresolved issues were key factors in the situation. The entity might have been drawn to her vulnerability, using her fears and uncertainties as a conduit to manifest. By appearing in the form of her son and creating a challenging encounter, the entity could have sought to exploit her fears and deepen her emotional distress. The entity's role could have been to confront the mother with her fears and unresolved trauma, pushing her to address these issues and seek resolution. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching it. If you found this story intrigue you, and remember to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends who enjoy mysteries and tarot readings, and subscribe to the channel for more captivating content like this. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Blessed be.